Hey guys, welcome back to the channel DC Can Toys, where I do reviews and share my thoughts on some of my favorite toy releases. Today, it's been a while, we have a new Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts review, and it is cooler in the final form. So let's take a quick look at the box art and get the unboxing started. Alright, here we have S.H.Figuarts Cooler unboxed. Let's take a quick 360 view of him. Alright, while we take a quick 360 view of this guy, some background information is that Cooler is the main antagonist of the theatrical movie from Dragon Ball known as Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge, also Dragon Ball Z The Return of Cooler. He is the older brother of Frieza and the elder son of King Cold. Like his brother, he can push his body through many transformations. He also has a similar personality to Frieza. I also like the naming aspects of their whole family to do with cold things such as Cooler, King Cold, Frieza. In terms of the design aspect, I feel like this Cooler looks very unique, especially at the back. As we can see spinning around, we have these sharp spikes with the body armor together and also the tail. Overall, the figure looks quite huge. In terms of the aesthetics and the paint job of the figure, we can look at Cooler here and notice that the main color theme is white and this dark purple color for the body. We also have these dark shades of blue, marbling designs on the arms, the legs, and also the forehead, similar to Frieza. Taking a closer look at the head, Cooler over here in his final form compared to Frieza looks more menacing in my personal opinion. As we can see in the design, he has a spiky shaped head, which is sculpted very nicely. We have the dark deep blue marble-like forehead. For Cooler, most of the time when we see him, he's also wearing a battle visor over here, so only we really see his eyes, which is painted in red. If we look at the head closely, we also see some scratch mark or scuff marks on the details of the forehead and the head. This brings some more needed realism to the figure, so this is a nice touch and can be seen all over the white parts and the body armor of this figure. Moving down, we have Cooler's body armor in white color. We also have these huge shoulder pads on each side. It makes Cooler looks extremely buff in a way, and of course very menacing. As for the arms, we have the purple color, but we also have these battle armors at the lower part of the arms, which we do have the deep blue marbling design again. What's unique here is we have these huge spikes at the elbows. I'm guessing Cooler can use them as he wishes, being a weapon. As we move down to the lower body, overall the aesthetics look quite simple like many Dragon Ball characters. We do have some nice muscular sculpted features for the body. Again, near the feet we have that white armor with blue marbling design again. And for the feet, because Cooler is alien, we have this three-toed feet. We do have the toenails painted in black, which is a nice touch. Now, many figures look quite boring or less interesting at the back, but for S.H.Figuarts Cooler over here, I have to say he looks quite menacing and interesting at the back, because we do have this tail design, which we see here is mostly purple, but with the tip being white and very pointy. As for the back of the shoulder armors, it extends to the back armor. We also have these two spikes, again looking dangerous over here. It is then, in terms of the aesthetics and paint job, I would say paint job is what you would expect from S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures. There's no huge improvements, it gets the job done. But in terms of a sculpting, Cooler is very interesting compared to other Dragon Ball characters, because not only is he bigger, we do have many interesting pointing sculpting designs on this figure compared to rest of the cast. Moving on to the accessories, I do wish Cooler had more accessories, but we have an extra head sculpt, which we do by removing the forehead piece, which is shared, just like this. And we can remove this head piece to a non-masked version of the head. Just like that, the process is quite easy, and we attach the forehead piece back on again. If I can just do this on camera, there we go. And now we have a non-masked version of Cooler's face. Here's a closer look at the facial details. So we do have the purple skin surrounded by the white. We also can see his lips now. The eyes remain red. we only have this one expression, which I guess he is slightly smiling and looking evil. I do wish we had more facial expressions, but we only have this faceplate and also the masked faceplate, and that's it. Moving on to the hand accessories, we have the 2 closed fists, which is very standard for combat. Next up, we have 2 open palms, 2 slightly less open palms, more of a gripping style. Lastly, we have 2 pointing fingers for whatever use you want them to be, or some laser pointing fingers, I guess. Almost forgot, but we do have 2 changeable feet, which look like this, having the toes curled up. This is more to reenact Cooler's signature attack, which is his flying kick. Now let's quickly go over the articulation. For the head, we do have looking downwards, looking upwards. It is double ball jointed. We can move side to side, just like that. And of course, the double ball joint. Interesting enough, we do have these shoulder pads, which is movable. We can move them up a bit, down a bit on this hinge. And the arm goes all the way up, around 360, no problem. We do have a semi-butterfly joint as well, just like that. And I like the fact that the shoulder pad covers some part of the joint here. And we do have the elbow bend, wrist rotation, and the wiggle. For the waist, upper rotation, a little bit of a bend, side to side. The bottom, we have a 360, not 360, but half of a 360, side to side, forward, backwards, pretty good. The feet goes all the way up. Here we have a rotation at the thighs, common with S.H.Figuarts nowadays. We have the knee bend and the ankle joint, front, back, wiggle, or side to side if you play around with the joint. Finally, interestingly, we have the tail articulation. We have a ball joint here, 360, the hinge. Over here, we can move like that, also 360. So pretty simple, but also the most articulated action figure of Cooler in S.H.Figuarts form. Here's some quick size comparisons. We have our S.H.Figuarts SS Blue Goku. Here we have a smaller S.H.Figuarts Krillin. Here we also have a bulkier version of a S.H.Figuarts DBZ character, which is Nappa. Lastly, we have some different lineups. We have a Mafex Deadpool and a Figma John Outer Shinjuku version for some more interesting size comparisons. Time for final thoughts on today's figure review, which is the S.H.Figuarts Cooler, or Kura for Japanese. Overall, I really enjoyed this figure. As I mentioned many times with my DBZ S.H.Figuarts reviews, every time we get a non-Goku or Vegeta character, I'm slightly excited because their designs are fairly different and we do have some interesting aspect to them, especially the larger figures. And for Cooler over here, he is quite spiky and I really enjoyed that alien design. While the character itself is quite simple, as I mentioned, like many DBZ characters, Cooler over here does have many spikes, which makes the character look quite menacing. Now in terms of the negatives, I would say the accessories is lacking a little bit, such as having only one interchangeable faceplate for the unmasked version, and we have no effect pieces. Usually for these side characters for Dragon Ball, we get a lot of effect pieces, but Cooler didn't get any, which is quite surprising. But we do have some nice hand accessories, including one of the interchangeable feet for his attacking flying kick pose. But other than that, I wish we would have got some more accessories. I'm guessing this figure is a bit bigger and they didn't really want to put more money into the accessories. But hey, come on. Tamashii Nations, Bandai, hope you guys can do better next time. Overall, the positives does outweigh the negatives, such as having good articulation, a bigger scaled figure, and an interesting looking one at that. So there goes the end of today's review. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to support the channel by liking, subscribing, turn on that bell notification. As always, my friends, remember to stay young at heart. Until next time, we're out. Quick question, are you guys fans of Cooler? Should he return in Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball series? Should we get a gold form of him, just like Frieza? Let me know down in the comment section below.